All right. What I'm going to show you guys is my screen for a minute. Okay. So here's yours will obviously look different. This is the morning summer bridge. It's kind of like a greenish. The afternoon summer bridge is orange. You guys will only have access to one of them, but they're absolutely identical. So once you click in on your bridge, you will see one of the most important things, which is your syllabus. Okay. Now, your class is not graded at all. It's not a pass fail. It's not anything like that. So you don't have to worry about like getting a grade. Okay. What you have to worry about is just getting through and getting a 90 on your Ed Ready. Okay. So here's what's important. And again, I just copied this from June's. You guys have a couple of options. You can either do the 10 to 1, or you can do the 5 to 8. Let me just tell you that all that is kind of relative to me. What I care more about is that you're putting in, on average, about like 7 hours a week in the Ed Ready system. Okay. I'm not ridiculous. I'm not going to have you guys be with me for 3 hours every day. Not happening. Um, I am more than willing to be available at those times if you need one-on-one or small group reviews. What I will be doing is um, once a week, we have an Ed Ready review where I go into your Ed Readies and I pull some questions that you've either skipped or gotten wrong, and I put them into a Jamboard and we go over them. That session normally lasts anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon the number of questions that I have. Um, Typically, we'll do a check-in for about 10 to 15 minutes. Like, it's really just, how are you guys doing? Do you guys have any questions that you haven't asked me? That kind of thing. You can see I have my text now phone there. My preference is text. Um, Realize that if it's a complicated situation, I don't have a problem calling you. We are actually moving to Florida in 3 days. So this week is crazy hectic, but I am normally pretty well on communication. Again, I apologize. I will fix this guy for you guys. But just to give you an idea, you guys are from August or July 6th to August 11th. This is the important part. This right here. Okay, that's basically your class. You need to get into this website. You will use your LCCC email, and then this is the class key. It'll ask you for a class key. It's all lowercase _2. That's an LCCC _2. You will then be able to access your math material. Okay. What I need you to do tonight or today, sorry, forget what time it was, is you're going to take what's called your Ed Ready diagnostic. Okay. So we're not going to be on here too long this morning or this afternoon if you end up coming this afternoon. So you are going to get in there, you're going to do your Ed Ready diagnostic, and I'm going to get to see where you and I will all get to see where you are sitting. I will never share any of your Ed Ready pointage with anyone else. Okay. It's just for you and I to see independently. And Ed Ready is really cool because what it allows you to do is it lets you self-pace. So if you take your diagnostic and let's say, I don't know, let's say that you're just really a bad test taker. Like, you're bad with timed things and really you are a rock star with math and you understand it all. If you take the diagnostic, it's not timed. Just do the best you can on it. And then let's say you only need to get 15 more points. Well, then you know you'll be done pretty soon. This is how you can access EdReady. You're just going to click on this link right here. It should be my exact link. Those should be the same. Let me double check it. Yeah. See, what's important is it says LCCC here. If you Googled EdReady, you could get to EdReady, but then you're not going to be in my data. So I definitely need you to be in my data. You can see I have some EdReady reviews from the June set, so you can always watch those if that will help you. And then a lot of students, what they did in the last section is they had my Canvas open and they had EdReady open. And what you'll see is that I have a lot of resources for you guys. None of these are required. These are all optional. But I've basically scoured all of YouTube. So like, let's say geometry is one that a lot of people need help with. So you come in here to geometry, and let's say that that's a topic that you're on in the EdReady. And a lot of cases it's I got to get rid of that one. A lot of cases it's perimeter and area, right? So you can just come in here and you can watch the video. Now, EdReady also has a ton of resources. Let me show you this. This is cool. What's the best way to do it? Can you still see that? I think so, right? Yeah, cool. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing real quick just because I want to make sure that I don't show anyone else's scores. But what I want to show you is the massive amounts of resources that EdReady has. Now, to get your points to go up to build, you will have to take the test. There are tests for each topic. Don't feel scared about that. Like I said, you don't really have any true grades here, but that's how you make your gains. So today, your main goal is to do your diagnostic. But let's say after you do your diagnostic, they say that you're good for whole numbers, fractions, and mixed numbers, and decimals. So it says you're not ready for ratios, rates, and proportions. Then it literally, you literally can just come in here, and it looks a little bit different on the student side. It's a lot easier. But do you see how they have videos, they have practice problems, they have text that you can read? Like, there's a lot of information here. So that can be a little bit overwhelming to some students. So I definitely have a lot of options for you on my Canvas. All right. That was a lot of me talking. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay. So let me just do another real quick check of our Canvas to make sure that I'm not missing anything. You'll see that there's, I'll show you that real quick. If you go all the way to the bottom of our Canvas, you'll see this resources tab. This formula sheet is what you'll use in Math 90. So not all, but most of the courses at LCCC will come along with a formula sheet. I have another formula sheet. These formulas, if you see a formula that you're using in EdReady, you will want to try to memorize it, even if it's just for the placement test. Okay? The placement test does not allow you to use a formula sheet, and the calculator is very basic. Kind of irritating because as soon as you get to an LCCC classroom, you're allowed to use calculators, and most of us have formula sheets, but it is what it is. There is a textbook here if you're more of a textbook type person. I do have a textbook option. There's Khan Academy if you kind of like that. I will let you know that the guy that voices all of the Khan Academy stuff, they got a hold of him over COVID and paid him, and he voices all of the EdReady stuff. So don't think like, oh, hey, This is really just Khan Academy in a new package. It's just his voice. They paid him basically. Um, and then this is just a cute little video that I added because I thought it was kind of cool. I think it's video. Might be a link. Let me see. Yeah, it's actually a cool little test that you can take. Again, absolutely. All the stuff on my canvas is optional. The other thing I will show you real quick, and you don't have to do it, of course, is I have some like first year student type activities here. Again, they're completely optional, but it's just kind of like they're ideas that some of your professors might have you do in the future. So, it helps to kind of take a quick look at them. And some of them are interesting because it kind of tells you about like the tutoring center and what resources we have available here at LCCC for you. Um, so, again, just a quick recap for those that might watch the video later, or for those of you on with me now, you want to click into EdReady. You're going to want to, now for me, it's just my username and password. You'll want to, if this is what pops up for you and you're not registered yet, go back into here, go to my syllabus and click on, come on. Click on this link right here. Okay, so if I click on that, this is very important because do you see how it still has the LCCC college logo? You need to have that, okay? If it says EdReady, I mean, you're fine, but it's not going to be in my data and I really need it. So you'll do your first name, your last name, your LCCC email, you make up a password. I mean, you could put in your zip code. I think you have to, but honestly, if you're really worried about it, just use the school's zip code. They're not really going to be able to tell a difference. And then click that you're signed up for EdReady. It'll ask you for the key code, which again is the LCCC all lowercase _2. All right. I believe that's everything I want on the recording. So